Don't wait for permission. Most people grow up hearing the same formula. First become qualified, then become capable, and then finally you are ready to contribute. But if you look how some meaningful things begin, you will notice something surprising. Most of them start before someone feels ready. Which raises the question, what if waiting isn't preparation but delay? Many people delay building meaningful things because they believe they need permission from age, credentials, or authority. But progress often begins when someone starts earlier than expected, not perfectly, just curiously and consistently. Now, here is the 5-step approach that I would like to lay down today. First, the myth of someday. There is one word that quietly stops many ideas from ever beginning, and that word is someday. I will start after exam, I will start after college, after I gain some experience. But the problem here is that someday has no deadline. And when something has no deadline, it rarely becomes today. So, idea remains ideas, plan remains plans, potential remains theoretical. But if you look people who build meaningful things, scientists, creators, innovators, they all started before they were ready. Not because they know everything, but because starting is how learning actually begins. Second, start small. Another big misconception is that meaningful work must be start big. But most meaningful things begin small and experimental. Few curious people, a small project, small idea. Innovation report from many universities shows that experimentation often drives creative progress. Small experiments reduce fear. They create feedback, and feedback creates learning. When I started organizing events in my community, small events, there was no big vision behind it. But the idea was simple. Bring curious people together. The earlier session was small though, but over time, community grew. Not because the idea was perfect or the community was perfect, but because it existed. Starting small created momentum. It paved the path for me. Third, consistency compounds. We often presume success comes from extraordinary talent, but long-term achievement shows something different. Consistent effort over time matters more than natural ability. Consistency compounds. Small actions repeated over months, over years, create exponential outcome. We see this everywhere. Open source software evolved through thousands of small improvements. So, consistency compounds. We often presume success comes from extraordinary talent, but long-term achievement shows something different. Consistent effort over time matters more than natural ability. Small actions repeated over months, over years, create exponential outcome. We see this everywhere. Open source software evolved through thousands of small improvements. Scientific discoveries emerge from years of experimentation. Communities grow because people keep showing up. In my own experience of working with different developer communities, I have realized the same. Success didn't come from one big moment. It came from keep showing up again and again. Consistency quietly builds something larger than original effort. Fourth, serve first. There is another pattern behind the ideas that usually spread. They usually begin with service. When a project genuinely helps people, solves problems, shares knowledge, creates opportunity, it attracts participation. Many powerful platforms begin this way. Wikipedia started as volunteer knowledge project. Linux began as collaborative experiment. These ideas grew because they were useful. And when people focus on usefulness, something interesting happens. Communities form. And communities multiply the impact. Fifth, last but not the least, the real barrier. So, if starting early works, why do most people still wait? Because of something invisible, permission. Many people subconsciously believe that meaningful contribution requires approval first. A title, a degree, an institution, it could be anything. But if you observe how many initiatives begin, a different pattern appears. They started when someone simply decides, I will try. Not because everything is ready, but because readiness often appears after taking the first step. Today we live in a world where knowledge is open, ideas are global, and communities are global, tools are accessible. Which means the distance between an idea and an experiment has never been smaller. The barrier is the belief that we must wait. So perhaps the question should not be, am I ready? Instead we might ask something simpler. What small thing could I start today? At last, I would like to end it with a quote. Future doesn't belong to those who are ready. It belongs to those who start. Thank you everyone for your valuable time.